Hello and welcome back to the Lekker podcast. This is episode 6. My name is Shaline and I'm coming to you from South Africa in the Free State province, and the town that I stay in is called Bloemfontein. I am so grateful for all the viewers and all the comments on my previous episodes. It's really appreciated. And if you're a new viewer, welcome. I hope you will enjoy this episode. Alright, so what is news? Big news is that the Heritage Cowl launched, and we are now currently on week 3 of the Heritage Cowl. So this is the project at the back here on my dresser, as well as this one. It's a mosaic crochet overlay pattern, and it will be running up until the end of September when we celebrate Heritage Day here in South Africa. And I have the most amazing people that bought my pattern, and that's giving so great feedback to me. It seems like they really enjoy the pattern, and that is just heartwarming. After a year of working on this pattern and testing it and fine-tuning it, it's really great, a wonderful experience to be able to get that type of feedback. In other news, work has been really busy, my daily work, and yes, life has been good. Yesterday was extremely cold here in Bloemfontein. We reached a high temperature of 8 to 9 degrees during the day, and then obviously last night was really cold. I think it's the last bit of the winter coming now, or showing its last touches before we head into the coming spring, which I am so excited about, right? Alright, so let's do finished objects. I am so excited because after almost 16 months since last year May, I have completed a big project, which I am so grateful for. It's a great pattern, but I've been working on it too long. So I was so happy when I finished this, and yes, you guessed it, if you've been watching my episodes, you know. Right, so I finished the Dilly Blanket. I am so happy. Let me show you. It's quite a white blanket. There is some mistakes on it. Let me show you the colors. Right. This is the pattern of Tina. It's called the Thule pattern. I made this for my husband. He requested, he was loving this pattern when it came out. And I crocheted this in Raisa. It's Kismet's yarn. I don't have the tag here with me. Kismet's yarn, Raisa 100% cotton. And I used 37 balls of this yarn. It's unbelievable. It's quite heavy. But yeah, I think it turned out beautifully. My husband loves it, and that's what's important. So when I was working with this pattern, normally with mosaic crochet you have ends after each row. And what I did was, while I was crocheting this pattern, I crocheted over the ends on the beginning of the row as well as at the end of the row. So I had no ends when I was done. And then because it was quite a big blanket, I decided to not do an enclosed envelope border, a double border. I did a small border, and usually I love a good border on a mosaic crochet pattern or mosaic crochet blanket. But in this case, I opted for a small border. You'll be able to see I think I did 2 or 3 rows of single crochets. And I actually just love the effect of this border. It's not overwhelming. Yeah. So what I did was, I think if I remember correctly, I repeated the pattern chart 6 times in the width of the blanket, and then in the length of the pattern I repeated the chart 5 times. If memory serves me well. But everything is available on my Ravelry pages. Alright, so maybe this is also a good idea to tell you that You can find me as Lady Yaleen on Ravelry, and then as Made by Yaleen on both Facebook and on Instagram. So that's where you can find me. But all the details in terms of my projects that you will see here today is available on my Ravelry project pages. They are linked in the description below. And also I add other things or information or shops that I will be mentioning in this video, in this episode. It will also be in the description below. So you can have a quick link to the makers of the information of what I will show you here today. All right, so this, I'm really grateful that I was able to finish this. I really dedicated about a week just finishing this project, because as you know, in the last episode I was talking about the trio blanket, but I can't start a new blanket without finishing this first. So I haven't started the trio blanket. You will see what I've started with in this past 3 weeks, but it will be coming in the future. Then I will show you that project as well. But I'm so happy. I think it looks lovely, and my husband has already been using it, especially last night in the cold weather. So yeah, I think it turned out beautifully. It's a great blanket for a man. Yes. All right, so that is the Thule blanket. Let me just fold this big blanket. All right. Then my second finished object is the Block a Day Keeps the Doctor Away cowl. You will remember Moyayon had, during our lockdown for a level 4 lockdown in South Africa, they released Block a Day cowls, crochet alongs, on their website. I think it's on Afrikaans. And I bought the one set of blocks. It was 9 blocks, so it was a 9-day crochet along. And I finished those blocks, and I wanted to make something with those blocks. And then I decided to make a summer top. So I finished this off. You've been watching me doing these blocks for quite a while. And this is the summer top. Right? Here is the bottom. Here is the back of the top. Alright, so I made this blanket in pinks and browns from both Nurturing Fibers. Wait, I've got the tags with me. I made it in Nurturing Fibers Eco Fusion. This is a 50% bamboo, 50% cotton yarn. You know, if you watch my episodes, it's one of my favorite yarns to use, or the base to use. And then I also used Moya Shimmer. It's also a 50% bamboo, 50% cotton mix. And yes, this is the result. So I attached all these blocks with a sewing needle. I didn't crochet them together. And then I crocheted the border at the bottom. Just in single crochets. I used only single crochets, stitches. And then I started with creating the top part. So I had a few ideas of dealing with the top part. So I started first doing this insert here above the breasts, as I don't want a low piece. And I crocheted back and forth single crochets up until the height that I wanted. And then I, with the assistance of my friend Elmarie, she has that beautiful heritage cowl blanket that you can see on it's a colorful blanket on my Instagram. I was like, I'm really struggling to get this piece to the back. I'm struggling with that. So she gave me some advice. So I chained from this side over, made changes to the back block here, proceeded with the same amount of chain stitches to the front again, and then I was working in those chains, this band over the shoulder. So on both sides, creating a nice thicker band across the shoulders. Yes, so I think it will be really a great top to wear in summer. And just look at these blocks, aren't they pretty? Wait, let me show you like this, then you can see all the blocks in their glory. I think I used a 3.5 millimeter hook, if I remember, if memory serves me well. But yeah, I think, I'm so proud. I think it really turned out beautiful. So I will definitely wear it in summer here on the episodes. Then you can also enjoy the piece together with me. All right, so that's my second finished object. And then my third finished object is my socks, my Fynbos socks. And I'm so excited. The last time we spoke, I think I had this sock already done. It was already finished. And then I was only past the heel flap, if I remember correctly, on this sock. All right, I will talk about all the things just now. So I'm so excited. This is my second pair of socks for myself. You know, I'm busy trying to build a stash of socks for myself for next winter, because I am now in love with this type of socks, this merino socks. It's so cozy and warm. Your feet doesn't get cold. That's why I am now knitting socks like a mad person. But also, socks is like a rabbit hole. It's so enjoyable to knit socks. Anyway, okay, let's talk about all the details. So this socks comes from the Fynbos sock club from Naughty Habit. This was quarter 2's sock club. They have a yarn club and a sock club, and unfortunately, with me recording this now, I think the quarter 3 closed on Friday, I think, for you to be able to buy the boxes. But anyway, so this was the yarn, and it was the Fynbos colorway which I chose. It is a fingering 3-ply weight with superwash merino 75% and 25% nylon. And I used a 2.25 millimeter hook. The pattern, not a hook, a needle. I think I used Addy's premium lace needles. It's a circular needle, 80 centimeters cable. And I used the Crazy Sock Ladies Vanilla Socks on Magic Loop pattern. Alright, and then I bought myself a while ago, I showed you this in a previous episode, the Kaiso sock blockers. This is a medium to fit my size. And then this is something special, which I will show you in my acquisitions. This is a stitch marker. This is where when I was doing the episode last, from Itsyclaim. It means something small. It's a maker here in South Africa that does stitch markers. She's just so talented. And don't you just love that cat? So pretty. So I will show you the other stitch markers just now. Alright, so yes, and with this sock especially, there's a few mistakes happening. The second sock, I don't know what went wrong, but I made a few mistakes. I can't even remember. I think I messed up somewhere on the heel flap as well. Yes. But when I started, this is a sock pattern that is cuff down, cuff to tote socks. And I lost a few stitches somehow not while I was knitting it, I was mid-row, which was not a good idea, put it in the bag, and then the stitch slipped out. And I am a new knitter, as you know, and I struggle to pick up stitches. I have it, I think, under control now, but that time I was really struggling. So anyway, it will still keep me warm. So yeah, it's special, it's handmade. Alright, so that is my socks, another finished object. And then I have a fourth finished object, which you didn't even know about. Because I started the project after the last episode and I finished it. I think it took me 2 days. And this is my Legacy Cowl. It's my own pattern. This is the Legacy Cowl. It's also mosaic crochet overlay mosaic. And I designed this pattern in December or January. And then obviously with everything happening in my family, I didn't get around really putting it on paper, testing it, whatever. So yes, I got to do that in these 3 weeks. The pattern is written up and I will probably do an Instagram post today to call for testers. So yeah, I'm very excited about this piece. I call it the Legacy Cowl in honor of my father, of my late father. And yeah, he's giving, his legacy will remain with our family for years to come. So that's why, hence the name Legacy. Alright, so this colors was the way I chose this colors was due to the clothes my father used to wear, the colors that he used to wear. So he was loving a good denim with a nice, shirt. So this reminds me of him, this colors really reminds me of my father. So that is why I chose this colorways. So the yarn I used, and yes, you guessed it, is my bamboo cotton base yarns. I used Moya Shimmer, the Desert Tan colorway from Moya. And then I used Ego Fusion's, I say it wrong every time, Nurturing Fibers Eco Fusion yarn in the charcoal colorway. So that is what I used. Yeah, so this is really lovely. I used a 3.75mm hook with a short ribbing at the bottom and at the top. And it was really such a quick make. I really enjoyed testing my own design. Alright, so let me keep my neck warm. So this is, it's so funny, all the cat's hair and everything and the dust that is just going on my top now. Anyway, alright, so this is my pattern, the Legacy Cowl, and I would want to release it in October. My father's birthday is on the 1st of October, so that's why I would love to release this pattern in October. And yeah, I'm so excited. Alright, so let's carry on with whoops. And now my one cat wants to sit on my notes because I'm so scared I'm gonna forget something, hence my notes. Alright, my first whip, work in progress, is my father's waiting blanket. So here is the stack of squares I've made so far. So it's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll show you like this. This is all the squares, and you would see that I keep the yarns attached to the ball. I don't snip and release the yarn. I'm using the yarns connected to the blocks to connect at a later stage. So that is the method I'm just using. Yes, so this is the 8 blocks. I'm super excited. Before it falls off. There you go. Don't you just love these colors? So I'm busy still with, there's 4 blocks left. So you need 12 blocks to make a smaller blanket. You can buy 2 kits to make a big blanket, right? So here I keep my small balls, or the balls I'm busy with or I'm going to do next, in this bag from my friend Anel, stitched. Isn't this pretty? I showed you this in the last episode. I am totally in love with these bags. And when she's going to be selling, I will let you know. You would want one of these, or maybe more than that. Anyway, okay, so I'm currently busy with this block. Look at that. It's so pretty. Alright, and then the next upcoming color that I'm going to do is this one. I'll probably work on this actually this afternoon. Alright, so I have 4 blocks left and then it's just join and doing the border. I can't wait. Alright, so the yarn is from Moya. You can get the kits from Afrikaans. It's the online shop. There is 2 kits currently. The summertime kit, which is the kit that I made for my mom. If you watch my episode, you will know about that one. And then this one is Raw Rustic Blues. Raw Rustic on Instagram is the designer. She's so talented. And I'm using a 4.5mm hook, crochet hook. And yeah, I am just loving. The kit is beautiful. It's beautiful kits. Lovely yarn to work with. You will see the balls. Let me maybe show you again. The balls are set up. So with one ball, you make one block. Right, so there's 3 types of yarn in this block. On the outside, it's the Moya Shimmer, then it's a DK cotton weight, and then the cotton caris from Moya, which is, it just creates the most beautiful blocks. Yeah, so previously I've done a raw rustic kit as well for somebody as a project, and the pattern calls for you to start from the middle caris color and then work to the outside. I'm currently switching it around a bit, so I'm using the shimmer first to the outside, which is caris. Right, so yeah, it's endless possibilities. So I'm just doing small changes. All right, so that is my first whip. My second whip is the Namaqualand Ripple Cowl from Mariana Miller. You can find her on Instagram as Sweet Crochet Dreams. She's such a talented designer, really. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I am doing all my notes, keeping track of my my stitches. I don't want to show you too much, but yeah, keeping track of the rounds. But anyway, so that's why my paper is in here, and I'm also keeping it in my friend's stitched crochet stitch project bag. Oh, I just love this. It's so lovely. And on the inside of her bag, she made this stitch marker handle, like place where you can put your stitch markers. You can even probably attach your darning needle and your scissors. So nice. All right, so let me show you. The last time we spoke, I was here on the cowl. Right, this is one of my stitch markers that I designed, and this is just a lovely pattern. I have not really progressed so much as I would wanted to, due to the fact of my designs and working on that, but yeah, I'm just currently my approach is I do a project every day. So when I get home from work and I have time, then for that night, whichever around dinner time or after cleaning up, whenever I have a time, you will find me always knitting or crocheting whenever I found some time, some spare time. So every minute doesn't go wasted here. Anyway, so this is a lovely pattern. The yarn I'm using is from Knotty Habit. Let me show you. Where is the... Oh, there you go. So look at this yarn. Isn't this just beautiful? Excuse me. The here. Oh, it's so pretty. Anyway, okay, so it's Naughty Habits. The main color is called Rock Art. It's a light fingering 4-ply weight superwash 100% merino, and it's Rock Art is the colorway. And then the two mini skeins is called Kaizo Minis. It's a 15 gram 55 meters. I just attach those two tags here on this big tag, right, like this. So the one color is KMAR and the other color is KMAJ. So pretty. Yes, so I love this. This is really pretty. Right. I think when it's going to be done, it's going to be so beautiful. Alright, so that is my second whip. And then the last 3 whips I have are new cast-ons or starting projects. So I'm so excited about that. Right, the third one is, yes, you guessed it, socks. I'm keeping this in Estereza Yarn Creations project bag. This is just lovely, and I chose this bag from my stash. Somebody noted on, I can't remember, on my Instagram or Facebook, that I don't have a shoe fetish, I have project bag fetish. And well spotted. You will not find me buying shoes at all. I am a very plain girl. I will wear one pair of shoes up until they're rotten, and then I will buy another pair of shoes, and I want to be comfortable. I'm not a high heel kind of girl, but I will buy project bags. So this is the project bag from Estereza Yarn Creations. I just love this, and if you look at the yarn, then you will understand why I chose this. So this yarn is also from Estereza Yarn Creations. Look at that. Isn't it pretty? I love this yarn. It's so beautiful, and even when it's worked up, oh my goodness. Alright, so I am making socks for my daughter. Yes, so I'm using Estereza Yarn Creations Clio base. It's a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It's a 3-ply sock weight. For 100 grams you get 350 meters. I just love this yarn, and I am knitting a shorty pair of socks for my daughter. You can see, so I did 15 rows of the ribbing, knit one, pull one, then 10 rows stockinette, and then I started with the heel flap, and I am busy decreasing. I'm busy with the toe decreases, and just look at this yarn being worked up. It is beautiful. The speckles, oh my goodness. Oh, I hope there will be enough yarn left from this shorty sock so that I can do something for myself with it as well. This yarn, this colors is really beautiful. Anyway, so again, I'm using the pattern of the Crazy Sock Lady, the vanilla socks on magic loop. I bought myself Chai Goo needles, 2.25 magic loop, 80 centimeters. It's a circular needle. To be honest, I think my addies might be more of a favorite of mine. I don't know why I'm saying that, but the needle is not so slick. It's like, maybe it still needs to be worked out, but yeah, the needles is working well, but I love this color. This is just so pretty. Alright, the stitch markers I have on here is from Naughty Habit. They have it in their stock online shop. You'll find it there. It's bulb light stitch markers, and what I do is instead of working the sock up and then counting all rows, every 10 rows I'm putting a stitch marker. And so I know for my daughter, she has 70 rows, so there was 10 rows for the leg, then I started the heel flap, and then it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 70 rows before I start with the tote decreases. So now when I do the second sock, it will be easy. I don't have to measure the sock the whole time. I will know that I have to do 70 rows of stockinette or rows for the foot up until I start with the toe decreases. So there will be no measuring for the second sock. All right, so this is my third whip. All right, then the fourth whip. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about my whips. All right, the fourth whip I'm keeping in my Nitty Natty float tote bag. This is the 3 skein project bag from Nitty Natty. I call this my African float tote. I love this bag. I made this, and the project pages will be in the description below. And now I need to see the pattern because I can't remember everything. All right, so I am busy making the Windsurfer shawl from Mijo Crochet. You can find her as Mijo, I'm not sure, Crochet. Her name is Johanna Lindahl, the designer's name. And this is the pattern. And Edith, one of my Instagram friends, yarny friends, showed me this, made me aware of this pattern, and I immediately fell in love with this pattern. Anything moss stitch has my vote, right? So what is so great about this pattern is that it's available online on her website. I will link the website in this, or I will show you on the screen what is the website's name. And it's a free pattern. You can download it from her website. I think that is so kind of her. So the pattern calls for, I think, 2 Skepius wools. If you know Skepius, the wools, it's beautiful yarn, right? But I don't have Skepius wools. I have 1 in my stash, which I'm super, it's a treasured item in my stash. But I used these 2, let me just take out my hook. I used these 2 yarns. Right, let me show you like this. Right, so this is the Kismet Yarns Rainbow Smoothies. Let me show you, or just, they call it just rainbows. I believe this yarn is discontinued, which is a shame because I wish people understand that this is really such great yarn. It's a 50% acrylic, 50% cotton yarn. Let me just make sure about that fact. Yes. And it has like 4 strands of yarn. So people are sometimes very scared to work with these yarns. And in actual fact it's just such a joy working with this yarn. Right? So remember that was one of my giveaways in previous episodes. It makes beautiful shawls. Beautiful shawls. It can create beautiful blankets. It's really a joy to work with. So let me show you my project. So you start on this side, and when it's going to be blocked, it's going to be so beautiful. And then every 2 rows you worked with a second color. There's no snipping of yarn. She explains in her pattern how to deal with just going forth using the same the color, the previous color again, which I love, right? If you don't have to work in inks, isn't that just the best? Yes, so I cannot wait to see how the colors will play out when you're going through all these color changes in these 2 balls of yarns. I think it's going to be beautiful. This project I'm using as a I don't have to think type of project when I just need to breathe. So I love this pattern. Waiting to see how the colors is going to change is exciting. Yes, so I'm super excited about this one. I'm using a 3mm crochet hook. All right, so I'm so excited about this one. All right, the last work in progress, I'm so excited, is my first knitted sweater. So yes, I I have a few challenges for myself in terms of knitting still. I want to do cable work at some time, brioche. What else? It seems like color work, yoke, sweaters. So in the future, that is what I will challenge myself with. I only started knitting again. I knitted in school, but you know how that knitting is going. It's basic things. And then I started knitting in April. I started knitting socks. So this is my first sweater. I'm loving this. It's so nice. I'm keeping this also in my friend's bag, project bag, stitched. Oh my goodness, I know, I love these bags. It's the large project bag that she sent me as a birthday gift. And I'm doing the flax sweater from Tin Can Knits. Right? So I will tell you in a bit about the yarn and who I bought the yarn from. But the yarn I'm using is African Expressions, the Harmony base. It's a worsted yarn, worsted weight yarn, and it is 100% merino wool superwash. For 50 grams you get 87 meters. And goodness gracious, this yarn is so soft. I'm using the teal colorway. I think it's only teal, if I remember correctly. I think it's only the teal colorway. The code is 2127 for that colorway. So if I may be mistaken, the code for the colorway is 2127. All right. What else do I need to tell you about this piece? So here is how far I came. Oh wait, I need to tell you the big thing. Oh my word. I was so good. I don't know if that's the correct word, but I swatched. And I felt very adult-like doing that. Because with crocheting, I never swatch. When they say swatch, I just go with it and I just roll with the punches when I make garments. But in this case, maybe it's because I'm a new knitter. I'm swatching. Don't mind this thingy-majigs here. It's just how it was a piece in the yarn. But look at my swatch. I googled how to swatch properly because I was not sure. So I learned a few things in this whole garter stitches and how to do stockinette and in the round and I don't know what else. Not really in the round. I didn't swatch this in the round, but yes. And then the swatch, the gauge was perfect to the pattern. I was so grateful because I was thinking, oh my goodness, how long must I now swatch before I can actually start the project? I was so excited to start the sweater. So yes, I'm feeling very grown up having to do the swatch, the gauge swatch. And was so excited, over the moon when the gauge was reached. So I'm using a 5mm knitting needles, a circular needles. I started off the ribbing with 4mm. The pattern is also a free download from their website, I believe, or even Ravelry. I'm not sure, but you can check it out. So I started with the ribbing on 4mm, then you move to a 5mm needles, and then you do raglan increases. I am learning so many techniques that I didn't know about previously. Raglan increases, what else? The garter stitch. Yeah, I'm enjoying this pattern. So here, this garter stitches here is going from your shoulder over into the sleeves, and then you have the raglan increases on either side of those. And I just love how it's working up. Really. Really, really, really. I'm using these bulb stitch markers to show where is the raglan increases for myself, and then I'm using these ones without the bulb stitch markers to show me where I need to do the garter stitches between these two stitch markers. And then this stitch marker here is showing my beginning of round, which is one of my stitch markers. Right, so I'm using Knit Pro Symphony needles. And it's interchangeable needles. I had to obtain a 4 and a 5mm. Not having a fixed circulars, I have Chai Goose fixed circulars, but then yeah, it was just easier to get myself 2 of these, yeah, the 4 and the 5 millimeter needles. I bought this from Yarn Stash Collection. It's a yarn shop, an amazing yarn shop here in Bloemfontein. It's one of my favorite places to go shop. All right, and where I bought the yarn, I will tell you in a bit. All right, so yes, super excited. I love to knit this. You know, it's like challenging, but also you can enjoy it. You don't have to think so much. The stitch markers, placement of the stitch markers help a lot to let you focus when you get there what you must do, basically, for the raglan increases and for the garter stitches. So yes, absolutely loving this project. All right. Right, so let's move on to acquisitions. The first acquisitions I bought was from Moyayon, from their Afrikaans online shop. And there was a special at the end of July. I cannot even recall what exactly the special was. It was like 20% off your order or something like that. And me and my friend, she was also Almarie, she was also busy with big projects and she needed yarn, and we did a bulk order together. And I bought yarn, especially keeping in mind for this, for my project, my pattern that I wanted to test. And then I have other projects in mind that I want to still get to at some point, and I bought yarn for that. So I didn't bring all of them. I think I've got 10 balls of the Aquila, and yes, you guessed it, I bought shimmer again. Alright, so I bought the Aquila colorway. This is a project that I want to do in the future. I bought the Glint colorway, also Moya shimmer. Then obviously I bought the Desert Sand, which is used in this pattern of mine, the Legacy Cowl. And I also bought Glow. This is just beautiful. Look at that speckles. Oh, and Pepper, my cat, was just behind me. You probably saw her just now. She made an appearance. All right, and then they were so kind when I was checking out one of the notes I indicated, because Almarie bought also a bit of a yarn stash for her big projects. And then I indicated this order is for both myself and Almarie. And they were so kind, they gave both of us a small gift. So thank you so much, Moya. Thank you so much. You are so appreciated. It's really, look at this. Isn't this pretty? It's a Moya color planner. So you can, when you're trying to do a new project, then you take some of the yarn and you hang it on here, fasten it on here to see how it will work up. I think it's a great idea. And then they also, I don't have Almarie's gift here with me. She already has that. But they also gave me the Tots, Moya Tots. Look at how pretty that green is, right? So pretty. And then another Tots. This almost look like desert sand almost. I'm not sure. And this color, this blue. Yeah. So it's always nice to get when I order from Moyayon through Afrikaans, they always give you something. It's so nice. Or I've always received something small. All right, then the next thing that I bought was from Itsyclaim. Remember that cat stitch marker that I showed you on the Fynbos socks? So Itsyclaim is a small maker. I got to know about her. Remember in the Fynbos socks there was this stitch marker which is like a yarn cutter, which is like formed in a heart. That is where I got to know about Itsyclaim, and I just love that yarn cutter. I'm using it really every day. And then on her Instagram she had a post about new things on her shop, which is cats, and you know I love cats. I've got 3 cats, Maximus, Katie and Pepper, and obviously I had to get beautiful stitch markers. She packed it in this box. And obviously it doesn't look so beautiful anymore because I was already within this box. Right, so let me show you. She gave a thank you card, which say thank you so much for your support. And then look at this kitties. Oh. Let me just space them beautifully so that you can see. I hope you can see. Isn't it pretty? It is so pretty. I'm so grateful that I'm doing this episode because now I can actually use it. And then she sent this as a thank you gift. I just love it. She really does amazing things with clay, with this polymer clay. I don't know but I'm not a expert on these things. I just love them. So, but she makes really beautiful things. She had a secret garden set of stitch markers sets that she made. She's very talented, and she knits and crochets. I'm not sure about crocheting, but she knits too. So, and she also has a pattern out, I think. Anyway, but yeah, so amazing. I just love this. Isn't this pretty? All right, so that was this. The next thing I got then from Be Inspired. So from Be Inspired, I got my yarn for my sweater. So I bought a sweater quantities worth of yarn from Be Inspired. This yarn, remember, for my sweater. And there was at some point where there was not enough yarn at Be Inspired's headquarters, and then I had to wait a bit for the others to arrive. Chantal from Be Inspired did another order from African Expressions, and I was away at some point for my sister-in-law's getaway. I don't know, I think I told you about that in the last episode, and she was so kind. She always sends also thank you notes, and so with the order came the fudge, which is so nice. I will now eat it afterwards. And then she sent me a note. The bird who dares to fall is the bird who learns to fly. Right. I really love this because I wish we can make more mistakes and learn from it, rather than just be scared making mistakes. And at the back of the card she says, thank you so much for your order and your support and your patience is rewarded with a fluffy and stickers. So let me show you. This is Be Inspired's own yarn. It's a fluffy, and guys, this is, oh my goodness, it's so soft. It's so pretty. It is 72% kit mohair, 28% mulberry silk, and 25 grams. You'll get 210 meters. It's the teal colorway. And I'm secretly hoping that there will be yarn left over of this, because then I'm going to do something with this two together. It's so pretty. I just love this. And remember I spoke about the beautiful stickers? So Chantal, I sent an email. I said, I will buy some stickers from you. Can I please have some stickers? And she gave me this. She gifted me the stickers. Isn't it pretty? I just love this cat. You know I'm all about cats, right? So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Chantal. Thank you so, so much. Yeah, it's really a joy. One of the things that I always do is I check Be Inspired's website probably every day. And then I see things. There's so many beautiful things that she loads every time she gets new things. She imports from other countries. Yes, so it's one of my favorite websites, really. All right, so thank you so much. I love this. All right, and then the last thing I received is really, really special. The giveaway I did previously, one of the ladies that commented on this video is called Naomi. So she won the rainbow cake, which I had as a giveaway. And when she received her cake, she has sent me something special, which is a crochet piece that she bought years ago from a family members of hers. But just, and I love doilies. Look at this precious piece. It's so dainty, and all these beads. Yeah, this is really a special gift. Yeah, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, Naomi, for sending me this. I will treasure it, really. I treasure all my oma's, my grandma, in Afrikaans we call it oma, my grandma's doilies. Yeah, I have like a container full of that I use, and this will go into that stash, and it will be used and it will be well looked after. Yeah, so I'm feeling really blessed. Thank you so much, Naomi. All right, so excuse me. So I bought a few patterns, or not bought, I got some new patterns. The one is the Windsurfer shawl, which I already showed you. And then I bought in this past week, Yulm Conradi, she's known as my square hat on Instagram, released her long-awaited pattern, the Summit Sweater. I will show you a photo on here. I had to buy that pattern. It is beautiful. If you love mosaic crochet and you want a good challenge, I don't even really know if it's I think it's a challenge. Well, I deem it as a challenge for myself. So that is something that I want to make still in the future. It's really a beautiful make. Yulm is really a great designer. She is South African, so that makes it even more special. I hope and I wish that the world out there could really take note of the designers in South Africa. We have really great designers. So yeah, Yulm, congratulations on your on the sweater that you have released, and I cannot wait to start working on that sweater in the future. And then the other pattern I also got was a free download from Sis Homemade. It is the Sis Love Shawl, the crochet pattern as well. It's available on Ravelry, and that is also a future project which I think I will attempt also. I'm thinking of using that shawl for my yarn art ball of yarn, but I'm not sure yet. Anyway, so that is the patterns that I've acquired myself. And you know, when you're on Ravelry, it's so nice when you actually have a look, because lots of patterns are free downloads. You don't have to pay for it. That is great, and it's great patterns. Like for instance, Thin Can Knits, the flax sweater, the Windsurfer shawl. Okay, that is on the website, and like this shawl as well. So have a look. Don't be scared to look around on Ravelry. All right, so that is the episode for today. I hope you will have a wonderful day. If you watch this in the evening, have a wonderful evening. Whenever you watch this, have a wonderful moment. I hope that you will have a blessed time ahead, the blessed weeks that will follow, and then I will see you soon in the next episode. If you've watched this episode and you've loved the contents and the episode, please give it a thumbs up, and then also consider subscribing to my channel. I hope you have a lovely day. Be blessed. See you soon.